Hi guys, today we are doing pasta Amatriciana. And I was inspired watching Stanley Tucci on his series about Italy. And I went back to some of my favorite all-time chefs and I pulled out several of their recipes for this dish. And sort of it's a combination of things. This is going to be a longer video. It's not going to be one of those wham bam thank you ma'ams like I've been doing. This one we are going to learn together. Now, what I've got in my pan here is bacon. Usually they use the jowls of the pork, and I can't find a place to get that. So anyway, we're going to go with the bacon that I made. In fact, I'm making some more out in the smoker today. But we've got about 3/4 of a pound. And let me give that a stir here. I need it to get brown. The other thing you can use is pancetta. And so I read several recipes that had pancetta in it. This is going to be good though because this bacon is nice and spicy, and we'll get that going. I want to brown it a little bit. So the next thing I'm going to do is come over here, and in my Cuisinart food processor, I have about 2 cups of very ripe small tomatoes and sweets, and I am going to process that. I'm just going to pulse it. I don't want to do it too much because I want some coarseness in there. All right, that should do it. I'm going to add one of my favorite olive oils, and it's Round Pond. So you'll see Round Pond at the Vineyard. This is where we first tried it. It is a fabulous olive oil. And they also have the red wine vinegars and quite a few different other products. In fact, they're getting ready to open their tasting room, their olive oil tasting room again. And that is a real treat if you ever go to Napa, in Sonoma. All right, we've got our little pot going. We're going to add just a wee bit of olive oil to that. There we go, just a splash. And we're going to take the pulsed tomatoes. And we're going to go ahead and put them in here. Whenever you're pouring out of a container like this, always put your finger up the middle to hold onto the blade. You don't want your blade splashing down into your pot. So, like I said, we had about 2 cups of tomatoes in there, maybe even a little bit more, and they're very coarse. So we're going to cook this down. Basically, we made our own tomato sauce, a coarse tomato sauce. So we've got that going. We're going to give that bacon a stir again. As soon as we get the bacon to a point, I'm going to remove it with a slotted spatula and put it in this bowl because we have about 1/2 to 3/4 white onion, a sweet white onion that we will cook in the bacon fat. So this is looking good. There we go. Let's get this going. I also have a little bit of garlic. Not all of the recipes require garlic, but I do like garlic in mine, so you know how I like garlic. You'll just have to deal with it. And I went out before it started raining, and I got some fresh parsley out of my garden to garnish it at the end. Let's give this a stir. You want to make sure none of the bacon is raw. Some of the pieces are thicker. This is very rustic today. Now, I think Stanley Tucci's is not quite as rustic. He's got several books out, and you might want to see his series. You can see it on Hulu. You can see it on YouTube. And we watched it last night during dinner. And fabulous recipes and very authentic. You get to see a little bit of Italy. Love Italy. So we've got this going. We're close here with these tomatoes. You don't want to overcook them. You want to keep that bright red. And I believe it's time to start pulling some of this bacon out. Remember that the true dish is done with the pork jowls, but it's done the same way. It looks like bacon. It's done the same way. You cut cut with larger pieces like I have. Now I'll do about a pound, 3/4 to a pound of spaghetti tonight. Some people do spaghetti, some people do a different type of pasta that would absorb more of the sauce. It's up to you. I would suggest looking at traditional recipes online, and that way you can get an idea of what you would want to do. Now we're gonna get this out of here. We're gonna go ahead and turn our fire down just a tad bit and get our onion going. Oh yeah, that has a great smell. There we go. Remember, we do not put the garlic in straight away. Now you're just going to see me do the sauce because you're not going to see me do the pasta because the sauce I am preparing for this evening, and it is a little early to get the pasta going because we have other things to do before we serve dinner. Let's get that fire down. There we go. Beautiful. There's a very rich pork, oniony, and tomatoey aroma in the kitchen right now. I've got a dog watching me. She's a little scared because we have had some rain and thunder and lightning. So both of our dogs are kind of hiding. Sometimes they hide under the table, sometimes they hide under my legs. It just depends. So I do recommend using a nice olive oil like this. I did several other videos today, and we used the Rutherford red wine vinegar. Their products are great. Their Sauvignon Blanc is my favorite go-to everyday wine. Not that I can drink it every day, but it is our go-to. So we love it, the Round Pond Reserve Sauvignon Blanc. So these are almost done. See how fast they went? And the tomatoes are pretty close. So now we're gonna go ahead and pop in 2 cloves of garlic. Remember, our garlic will get bitter if we cook it too long. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of crushed red pepper, and that's going to really make this dish pop. Beautiful. Oh, wow. Just the aroma, that garlic, when the garlic hit the oil, amazing. We're going to turn the tomatoes off. Time to go ahead and put that in to our mixture here. And I'm dropping some things. You'll have to bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and put this in now. You hear that sizzle? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Ah, beautiful. Now, time to add that bacon or that pancetta or that hog jowl in and give that a stir. We're going to add some additional pepper, but we're going to add black pepper and kosher salt. So we're going to sprinkle that in. And our sauce is virtually done at this point in time. When we do our pasta this afternoon, I'll reheat this, maybe add a little bit of pasta water to it to get the thickness back. Let me give this a little taste here. Ah, excellent. So you might find it's a tad bit salty, and it's definitely got a bite. But when it goes with the pasta, when the pasta goes into that, the pasta is going to absorb it. So later on, when I do finish it off, I will put the pasta water, a little bit of pasta water in there, and I'll take my pasta and then basically immerse the pasta into that sauce. And that was it. We'll also sprinkle some pecorino romano, or some lovely grated Parmesan over it and finish it off. So easy dish, and anybody can do it. It is wonderful. So hope you have a good day, good night, whatever. Catch you later.